Halcyon City in the shadows. Think about it. Let's move over to the monstrosity here. All right, monstrosity. You've just had a good conversation with somebody who seems to respect you for who you are. And what do you do for the next few days?
I sleep during the day, but at nighttime I go to Crime Alley and I see if I can pick up the scent of the person who offered me the job or anybody else involved. And if I can catch the scent of them, I'd like to tail them without them seeing me and just listen to them. See if I can pick up some information.
Roll to unleash your powers.
Okay. Six and 1 plus 3 of 3 is 10.
Okay. So yeah, you can pick up the scent. In fact, it's actually pretty easy because this dope wears this terrible cologne. But he's like a fixer friend of yours, the one that made the job. But you are kind of like going backwards in time, right? You're trying to find out where he came from before he led you the job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meeting with what they're talking about with that.
So you manage, like, you can find like the scent. It's been a while. It's been like a day since you got the job.
Yeah.
But the scent was strong enough that you can kind of like use your lizard senses to figure out, like, it's stronger going in this direction, so that must be more recent, and it's fainter coming from going in this direction, so that must be older. So if you follow the fainter trail, it starts to dissipate as you're going along it, but you end up at let's say that he picked it up from a PO box. Like, there's you're down at it, you follow this, and it's kind of strange because he is actually in walking distance from where you met him. End up at this like post office box. So there's a bunch of like different slots for mail and stuff like that. And your senses are so finely attuned that you can find which box he was using prior to that. And you can follow his trail further back, but then it just leads back to a bar that he is known to frequent, right? That's like, where do you go to meet this guy? You go to, what is the name of the bar?
The name of the bar?
Yeah.
The Grizzly Bear Pub.
Grizzly Bear Pub. Very Canadian.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, the Grizz is the kind of name on the street. It's a haunt for like dock workers and a lot of like blue collar folk. But this guy, he kind of runs an operation out of there, and it's pretty hush hush. Nobody knows about it. You have never been invited to meet him at the Grizz.
Uh-huh.
But basically what he does is he kind of waits there and he'll answer phone calls, he'll eat his meal, he'll meet a few clients there and that kind of thing. And so, yeah, besides this stop at the P.O. box, it goes back to the Grizzly Bear Pub. What do you do?
I guess I want to hang out on the roof of the Grizz and see if I can listen to any conversations he might be having.
Okay. Let's have you roll an assess now.
An assess, okay, and that's superior, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Double 5, so 10.
That's easy. Okay. So you get to ask 2 questions. Let's set the scene, and maybe you can ask your questions then. So it is late in the evening. He does most of his work at night, so it's probably like 1 a.m. And by the time you've followed the scent and you're kind of skulking on the roof of this place, nobody's seen you. You see people coming and going. Finally, you see him coming out, and he's got a phone to his ear, and he's saying, "Yeah, well, I can't." Anyway, ask your first question. Let's see if I can answer it.
Who hired him to arrange this abduction of the governor?
I know Locklear, but really? Fine. All right, Anarch. You can't expect that everyone's going to do what you say. This guy was a mercenary. He's one of the best that I had, but something must have rubbed him the wrong way. I won't hire him for you again, though. You can be sure of that. What's another question you want to ask?
Why did he want the governor?
It has to be from the assess list.
Okay. Who here is the most vulnerable to me?
In what way?
If I were to corner somebody involved in a dark alley, who would be most likely to spill some beans?
Okay, definitely the fixer. What's his name? I can come if you can't.
His name is Barry.
Oh, Barry, of course. So, I mean, Barry is pretty small time usually. It's weird to have him talking to the Anarch. But you know that he's kind of upwardly mobile, so to speak. But he's also kind of a coward. If you jumped him at night, he'd probably give you something that you're looking for.
Okay. In that case, I want to tail him until he's somewhere relatively secluded, and then jump him and try to intimidate him.
Okay. Yeah, so you're waiting for a few hours, right? You're hanging out on the rooftop. It's cold. It starts to rain at about 2 a.m. And about 3:30, he comes out. He puts the collar up on his shirt. He pulls out an umbrella, and he walks out to the street, and he looks like he's going to hail a cab.
Okay.
Cab kind of pulls up. Squeaky brakes. He's reaching for the door.
You know what? I'm just gonna hail the cab.
Okay. No, it's a vehicle. So you need to unleash your powers in order to keep up.
I can do that. plus 3 on freak. 4 and 2 is 6, plus 3 is 9.
No problem. Describe what you're doing to keep up with this taxi.
I'm leaping from rooftop to rooftop, following along as best I can. It's there's no real like highways or anything through Crime Alley. Like it's you're stopping at stoplights, so it's not super hard. Not all the buildings are the same size, but I'm able to like follow well enough without being seen, I think.
Yeah, and sometimes would you sometimes drop to the floor of the alley and like lope along when you knew it was safe, and then you kind of climb up to the next building when you.
And even if they manage to get a decent lead, I think I'm able to hear them well enough that I'm able to like still like know where they're going and catch up with them if they ever get a little further ahead. But
okay. So the cab ends up pulling up, you're following for quite a distance, and it's only because of your superhuman might that you're able to keep this up for so long. But eventually, the cab pulls up in front of kind of a low rise that's on the edge of downtown. It's called the Gilded Manor, and it's just a name for for a bunch of apartments, right? That's just like, it's not a dive, but it's pretty.
They're clearly trying to make it sound riskier than it is.
Yeah, exactly. The grass wants cutting, and it's a pretty rough part of town, so he hasn't moved up so too far from Carmen. But yeah, Barry hops out of the cab, and you see him. You are, I wouldn't say you're on top of the low rise, but you made your way to the alley beside it, and so you're kind of crouched behind a dumpster there, and in the drizzle you can see him pausing to pay the cab, and the cab drives off, and he starts shuffling his way to the front door.
Okay. Does it seem like he's arriving where he lives, or is he like arriving to meet someone? Am I able to tell something like that?
I mean, all of his body language is like he's like grabbing his keys from his pockets and whatnot. You don't know if this is where he lives, but it seems like a reasonable assumption.
Okay. I think I'd like to, once the cab has driven off, I think I'd like to grab him and shake him down for some info.
Are you, so you just like run out from behind the dumpster and grab him in front of the lights of the building, or do you bring him off somewhere, or what do you do?
Okay. I would kind of like to try and sense what like room he's going to, and like come in through the window and like be in that room when he gets in, if that's possible. If it's not, that's fine.
That would be really tricky because without being in the building, you don't have, like, your senses will extend you as far as senses will go, like as far as you can see, as far as you hear, but they won't. Yeah, I don't think they'll get you that kind of information without. You can just decide to follow him in, but that would require a few rolls and tricks there.
Okay. I think I'd just like to grab him outside and take him into an alley.
Okay. Describe what you do.
Okay. The taxi cab drives off. He's fiddling with his keys to get in. I come up at him from behind, and I grab him by the hair and put a hand over his mouth, and I tell him, easy way or hard way.
All right. It sounds like you're trying to provoke him into coming with.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll plus superior.
Okay. That's 6 and a 1 plus 0 is 7.
Okay. On a 7 to 9, they can choose one. So he's going to stumble, he's going to err, or he's going to overreact. What does influence mean? So I think he's gonna, like, he can't resist you because you're so much stronger than he is, but he is yelling and kicking and biting and screaming as much as he possibly can. It's all muffled because you're kind of wrestling with him to prevent it. And finally, you get him into the alley, and you've got him in your arms, and he sees your face. He says, "Dante, what are you doing here? You got to get out of here, man. They're after you. They're gonna kill you. Don't hurt me. It wasn't my fault." You have influence over him, which means you have +1 to any moves you do. And
I want to ask him, what are you talking about? Who's trying to kill me?
Okay, so you're trying to get some information from him. I want to roll another provoke. This is slightly different because you were dragging him to the alley before. We're looking at his initial reaction, and now we're going to see how he responds. But you have a +1 to this in addition to whatever bonus you already have.
Oh boy, I got snake eyes.
That's not good.
Yeah, no, that's snake eyes right there.
Okay, let me look at my list.
Is that still plus superior and plus the 1? What does that make it?
I'm at a 0 superior, so it's just the roll. So that's it.
And snake eyes is just bad.
It just tanks anyways, regardless of the plus.
So what was your question for him again?
I asked. He was talking about somebody wants to kill me now. I'm asking who.
I can't tell you. And his eyes go wide as he looks over your shoulder, and then you hear a beeping noise, and just at the collar of his shirt, you see a red flashing. No! And there's like a giant explosion. I want you to take a powerful blow.
Yeah, okay.
Roll plus any conditions. I don't think you have any conditions now, but just roll.
No, I pled guilty, but that got cleared with my conversation with Vixen. So yeah, I got no conditions at the moment. Roll plus condition. I guess I just roll the dice.
Yeah. Roll poorly.
I rolled a 4 and a 5, so 9.
9. Okay, on a 7 to 9, choose one. Some of them won't really make sense. Lash out verbally, provoke a teammate. You give ground, your opposition gains an opportunity, or you struggle past the pain Mark II conditions. Now, these are intended for like in the middle of combat. So we're gonna kind of broaden the choices out a little bit. So your opposition gains an opportunity of some kind, or you can mark 2 conditions.
Okay, let's.
Now, you don't really know, well, you kind of know who your opposition is at this point.
Yeah. I'm gonna mark guilty and angry.
Absolutely. Do you know who did this?
I'm gonna assume it's the Anarch.
So I think as you're like reeling from this explosion, you get blasted back. You get thrown across the alley into the side of the other building, and you land. You leave a dent in the wall, in the brick wall, and you land with a heavy thud on the ground. And as you're lying on your back, looking up at the sky, you see a little, like, it looks like a drone that's flying away, and it drops something, clink, 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 that just lands beside you, and then it flies off. And a metallic voice comes out and says, "You have interfered with too many things. You will desist, or you will be destroyed." And whatever it was that clinked, it kind of fizzles and it doesn't explode, but.
I would like to pick up this thing that was dropped and throw it back up at the drone.
The drone has kind of gone over the building and it's out of sight right now, but you can throw it up. I mean, you want to hang on to it.
I want to hang on to it.
Okay, so you've got this bunch of. It's kind of like there's some kind of fizzling. There's something happened, so it's a little bit deformed, but it's like a casing of metal, as some kind of electronic device that was encased in metal and has been destroyed. So you might be able to get somebody to find some information from that for you.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Where do you go from there? It's about 4 a.m.
Let's see. How can I clear some of these conditions of mine?
So you would have to make a sacrifice to absolve yourself. Some kind of sacrifice to make up for the death of your fixer, Barry. And what was the other one that you picked? Angry?
Angry.
Hurt someone or break something important.
I want to. I'm not sure how much it's going is left, but I want to search Barry's body, and maybe I can, if I'm lucky, he has a cell phone or a wallet or like something that might give me some. Like,
it sounds like by searching him, you're assessing the situation, and I think some of the questions would really apply in that situation. Now Barry is like he's hamburger, right? He's just been shredded. His body.
Yeah, I kind of,
you can search the wreckage certainly, and I think there's at least one question in particular that would be useful to ask. Did you roll plus superior?
I have not, no.
Give it a shot.
8.
So you get to ask one of the questions. Take a look at the list.
What here can I use to get more information about the Anarch?
Now the collar, the thing that blew up was around his neck, and it blew up most of his upper body. So it's just like, it's a horrific mess. But his smart device is in his pocket.
I take it.
And it escaped most of the damage. He also has some identity, like that kind of stuff. Do you take that as well, or are you going to leave that? Yeah, so you have a wallet and a smartphone. You kind of take both of them. Yeah, and you can use that stuff to, certainly his phone would have some pretty valuable data, but you try to get into it and you go for the fingerprint sensor, and it kind of does the haptic, recognize that, and you try to put the code in, and so it'll take some time and maybe somebody else to help you get into it.
That's fine. Yeah, I take them with me, and I think I head home now.
All right, so how do you get home? You're kind of off downtown. Your home is in the suburbs somewhere, so you're probably a good half hour to an hour drive away. Do you have a vehicle?
I assume I take my motorcycle to and from whenever I go from home to Crime Alley. So
it'll take you the better part of an hour to get all the way back to Crime Alley where you have your vehicle. That being said, yeah, because it's right at the beginning, I don't want to take that away from you, but had we been playing, your bike would totally have gotten impounded. But we're not there yet. So yeah, it takes you a better part of a half hour to get back to Crime Alley, and then like to ride back. So it's probably like 6 a.m. By the time you get back to your house. So the sun is rising. People are starting to drive to work. The roads are starting to get busy. Yeah. You drive into suburbia.
I'm wondering if maybe I know somebody, like, just over the course of, well, if I know somebody who can help me, like, hack this device and get into the valuable information inside.
You happen to have a watch that was given to you by somebody who had a bunch of like gadgets and stuff like that, who was willing to work with you on this project. But first, I want you to get home.
Yeah. Okay. I do that then. I find my motorcycle and I make my way back home.
Okay. What is your ex-wife's name?
Oh, Carmela.
I was hoping for like Sharon
So,
or Brenda or something like that.
coming in through the back door, like there's a connecting door from your garage to the kitchen. You hear the familiar sound of the blender as Camilla's getting her breakfast ready. She's getting ready to go to work, right? You smell the smell of coffee, but as soon as you open the door and it shuts behind you, the sound of the blender turns off, and you see her. Well, describe her for us. What does she look like?
She is she's about 5'4", and she's got Hispanic features, dark brown eyes, long black hair. She's very pretty, and
How old are you guys?
I'm like early 30s.
Cool.
Yeah, she comes and she stands in the like there's like a mud room that you kind of come in through. She stands in the doorway of the mud room with her hands on her hips. What kind of personality does she have? Choose wisely. I mean, she's Hispanic. There's a stereotype, but we don't have to play to that.
She's very smart. She's very compassionate, and she can be a little anxious. She does tend to worry. She doesn't like that I do dangerous work and tries to dissuade me from it, but she's not a very good liar. Which has been awkward because she's basically been living a lie that I'm dead. So she basically tries to avoid talking about me at all.
Yeah, she's under a lot of stress right now.
Yeah.
So she stands there with her hands on her hips, and then she catches sight of you, and she sees like the bits of brick that are embedded in your coat. And maybe a few cuts and lacerations on your face, burns from the explosion. She was gonna let you have it for being lame, but she's, what have you been doing? I'm slipping into Scottish here, but what have you been doing? You come home at 6 a.m. and you come home like that? What is wrong with you? You can't be going down and doing this. You're gonna get yourself hurt or killed or worse.
You're right. Sorry.
You're sore. As if that's going to change anything. You've been going out and doing this for hours. And and she's just like, I can't do that. Like that stream of speech where she's just like harping on you and just going at you and like bringing up the past weeks and months. And how long has it been since your transformation?
Let's say like 8 months.
And like it's been You've been at this for months now, and I can't even talk to you anymore. And she stomps into the kitchen, and you hear the blender go back on. If a blender can sound angry, it would sound angry. What do you do?
I get in the shower and wash all of this guy's upper half off of me.
Like nothing even happened. She is gone to work by the time you get out of the shower.
Okay.
All right.
Get out of the shower and I try to use this watch to contact my new friend and see if they can help me hack this phone.
Okay. Should we say that it's Friday?
Yeah, let's do that.
It's 7 a.m. Friday morning. You're already up, I'm sure. What do you do at 7 a.m. on Friday morning, Vixen? You're muted.
Muted.
Sorry about that. I think I start having anxiety over the overnight because of this date that I'm supposed to go on Friday night. So I am awake at 5 a.m. and I have already worked out.
And I imagine like you've got like an intense workout regimen.
I work out for 90 minutes every morning. And I just drank 3 eggs.
You're just like, you finished doing that. You're probably used to it by now.
Thought bubble. I've never liked being vegan. No, I've never liked being paleo. I don't know. Some insert fad diet here.
That's totally your internal monologue. Oh, I hate being.
I hate this crap. Like there's this, but it gets me
to
what I need to be.
Panel is toast, ding, popping up, and your brother wheels in to the kitchen and says, "You're up early this morning." He grabs himself the toast off there and he starts spreading jam on there.
Oh, Martin. Yeah, I had a tough time sleeping last night.
Worried about something? He pours himself a bowl of
Frosted Flakes.
Frosted Flakes. Fully paleo, but
yeah, exactly. Supposed to go on a date tonight, Martin.
Oh. Is Jackie trying to set you up again?
Again.
Maybe it'll be better than the last one. What's his name? It's probably not worth remembering, eh?
She didn't even say this time. She wants to make it so I have little to judge as possible going into it.
Fair enough. Well, I can't say anything, but I wish you luck.
You're always so supportive, Martin. I always know I can count on you.
I mean, what are brothers for? Eh? At that moment, you get a text message comes to both of you on your watches. Oh, your new friend?
Yeah, I think I told you about this guy, right?
Yeah. What does he have to say? Are you making a call there, or are you sending a text message?
I'll send a text message with a photo
picture
of the phone. Message: picked this up off of the guy who gave me the job. Need help unlocking it. I will not mention that he's now dead.
That's the ongoing text of the.
I will not mention that.
That's a second message. ... I will not mention that he's dead.
No, that's just your internal monologue. Okay, so what do you say there, Vixen?
Looks like our new friend has been up to a little bit of detective work on his own. So myself, I'm not much of a techie. Martin is always my go-to as far as this stuff goes. So I ask him if he can make anything out from just the picture on its own. Does that mean anything to you?
A picture of a smartphone.
No.
I mean, it's the new Galaxy Z29, and it's got about 5 gigs of RAM, and there's
no, not the picture of the smartphone. He sent us the picture of the gadget.
Oh, did you send the gadget as well?
Isn't that what you said, Jeff?
Yeah, I sent a picture of what I picked up off of Barry.
Oh. He looks at it and he says, I don't know, I'd have to get my hands on it, but it looks like it's an RFID tag, RFID tag. You know what those are? Radio frequency identification. Basically, it will send you a message if you have access to it. This one has a speaker that's really weird. So it must have been rigged up to broadcast something. I could probably get like a bit of information, but I'd have to take it apart.
Well, message monstrosity back. Can we meet up? We might be able to find something. Can we meet up?
I message back, come to Crime Alley, I'll find you.
Nice. I message back, nice.
And then the internal monologue, you creep.
Yeah, Martin's like, where did you find this guy?
Sure.
He probably has more character than whoever I'm supposed to meet tonight. Oh no. Because I'm assuming, I guess I'll message back. Do you mean tonight?
I message back, or whenever. I can later it to you if you want.
You can what?
I can purilator it to you.
No, probably wouldn't be the greatest idea.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can just. Can I just like swing by Crime Alley, like
on your way to the date or on the way from the date?
Probably to the date.
Okay.
Just because, like, I'm
Okay. I mean, unless there's something else you want to do that day, we can just fast forward. You have your regular duties throughout the day.
I would like to arrange to have some flowers delivered for my ex-wife when she gets back home from work.
Okay.
And so you just do like an anonymous thing. Do you leave a tag or?
I leave a little letter by the blender.
What does the letter say?
Just a little thing saying, "Hey, I'm gonna be back in the alley. You don't need to worry about me. I'm sorry for not telling you what I've been up to. Yeah.
Taking steps. All right. So the day has been for Vixen, or Renee rather, because you're in Renee mode right now. It's interesting because a lot of the work around the office. Can you describe your job again? You were.
So I work as a political lawyer. I'm not entirely sure if I work for a big firm or not. I guess I must. I feel like those kind of high-profile things must go to a fairly large firm. So, yeah, I'm not like a name partner at the firm by any means, but I'm pretty high up there. Like I'm whatever, like associate partner or something like that with the firm. So I do get a lot of closures and have a pretty good track record within the firm.
Coffee is for closers only.
Coffee is for closers.
Okay. And the governor, I don't think we gave him a name, but we really should.
We did. I wrote it down. Yeah, Hector Kane.
Hector, there's a case that's come up. It hasn't been assigned to you, but it is in your firm. It's a libel suit. There has been a kind of a very extreme newspaper kind of syndicate that has been posting articles about Hector Kane, and they're just like dredging up all kinds of stuff from his life, and he is seeking to litigate against the syndicate for libel because they're just smearing his good name, right? So that's one of the things that you learn during the day while you're at work. But the night comes only too quick. You are to meet Jackie and Brian and this mystery man at. I wrote this all down, but I can't find it. And there's no point in writing it down if I can't find it.
We were just supposed to go to this.
The name for this place.
The Elbow Pub.
Yeah. Oh, right. I remember where I put it now. I put it on your character sheet because I have access to it. So yeah, you're going to the Elbow Pub. Elbow and Jaw.
It's stupid.
Elbow and Jaw. And it's this place that's like a pretty ritzy place downtown. So you have to be
a stupid name.
What? At what time do you need to be there?
It's like, let's say on the later side, like 9.
So what do? You said you're going to Crime Alley?
I have to swing by Crime Alley before I go. Before I go to this date.